First at 5, we have new developments on a Target 12 investigators exclusive. The state is now getting involved in the case of a man with autism who went unpaid for hundreds of hours as a prep cook.
And it's a story that's attracted hundreds of thousands of views on WPRI.com, and tonight we're getting more answers.
Target 12 investigator Walt Buteau broke the story yesterday. He has this follow-up from the West Bay Mobile Newsroom.
There's no doubt Caleb Dyl's paycheck fell through the cracks. Now the state is trying to figure out why.
We were told by RHD that they were going to hire him and he was going to get paid.
Caleb Dyl's parents tell Target 12 they filled out direct deposit and IRS paperwork twice last year after he started working at the Middletown Applebee's, but he never got paid. State-funded Resources for Human Development in Pawtucket placed Dyl in the prep cook job, and the Dyls say they asked about the problem several times without getting the issue solved.
RHD should have done a couple of things.
Now the State Department of Behavioral Health Care, Developmental Disabilities, and Hospitals is asking the questions. What happens next with this particular case?
Right now, we are circling back to talk to the parents and to RHD. We need to understand also what kind of payment's going to be made to him.
An Applebee's regional operations director tells us our call was the first they'd heard about the problem. Applebee's is mailing a check to Dyl for 166 hours of work, but the Dyls believe Caleb worked about twice that. According to Applebee's, there are no records of Dyl clocking in, something the state says his RHD work coach should have helped him do. Now Williams says the state is looking for details about how Caleb's case was handled by RHD.
I think we need to talk to them to find out, to have a better idea of what they did. It's clear what they didn't do at this point, but what they did and pretty much what they knew.
RHD has not returned requests for comment. Right now, Caleb Dyl is one of 3,800 developmentally disabled Rhode Islanders getting help from BHDDH. We're told 21% of them are employed. Williams says, to his knowledge, Dyl's case is unique, but he adds, that's not good enough.
In this case, it's just one, but one is one too many.
Tonight at 6, more from the Dyls on what they think their son is owed. With the Target 12 investigators in Cranston, Walt Buteau, Eyewitness News.
We begin with new developments in a Target 12 investigators exclusive pay delay. A man with autism worked hundreds of hours without ever receiving a paycheck.
And now the state's investigating. New at 6, details about a dispute over how many hours of work Caleb Dyl wasn't paid for. Target 12 investigator Walt Buteau is here now with the details.
Applebee's, where Dyl worked as a prep cook, told us they want to make this right, but they also say our phone call was the first they had heard of this problem.
Nice shot!
The Portsmouth Challengers baseball program was started by Bob Dyl, whose son Caleb was part of the team that played in the Little League World Series 3 years ago. But Caleb soon stopped playing ball. And while he was in high school, Pawtucket-based Resources for Human Development placed him in a work training program at Applebee's. Dyl trained for free for about a year, earning a shot at a paid part-time job as a prep cook last August.
When you have something that you can show him the step-by-step procedures and how it's to be done, he watches intently and he will repeat it, and he does it very good.
Documents indicate he was a capable and tireless worker, but now the state wants to know why he worked for almost a year without getting paid. Applebee's has offered a check for 166 hours, basing that on RHD records for the job coaches who shadowed Caleb at the restaurant. But restaurant management says Caleb did not clock in or out. According to the Department of Behavioral Health Care, Developmental Disabilities, and Hospitals, the job coach should have helped Caleb do that. The Dyls tell us they dealt mostly with RHD and allowed their son to continue working there without getting paid because he liked it, but they expected a paycheck at some point. His job there ended last July when they said enough is enough. At that point, they believe he'd put in about 350 hours at the restaurant without a check. Target 12 has reached out to RHD several times, but so far that Pawtucket-based nonprofit has not commented.
And while this story has certainly struck a nerve on our website, attracting almost 300,000 views. So what happens next in this case, and what should people do if they have a complaint about how someone with a developmental disability has been treated?
So the State Department, BHDDH, is now going to talk to everyone involved. Applebee's, the parents, RHD, trying to figure out how exactly these paychecks sort of fell through the cracks. As far as anyone who has an issue, any type of issue with anyone who knows somebody who's developmentally disabled who has an issue, they can call the state hotline. It's on your screen right there, 462-2629. We're told that about 40 to 60 people call that hotline every week.
All right, thank you, Walt. Target 12 investigator Walt Buteau with an important update on this exclusive story.
And the Target 12 investigators are always looking to uncover news. If you want to send a tip or report government waste, you can call our tip line 228-1763 or email us at target12@wpri.com.